So this isn't really working, but I think I found a solution, so let's talk about it. So hello and welcome back to the channel, and it's been a hot minute since I've done one of these kind of like update videos, so I thought super easy to do, why don't I do one now, and that'll kind of explain a little bit about what's going to be coming out on this channel in the weeks and months to come. Now don't worry, I'm not going anywhere on YouTube, and if anything I want to put more time into YouTube because I do see it as something that I really enjoy doing, and I want to be able to get to that point where I'm kind of like making most of my money from YouTube but still doing some guiding. Over the last few years, I've been incredibly busy. I've had 2 kids, I've been running my own guiding business, I've been doing lots of social media stuff on Instagram and YouTube. I've been trying to keep fit and see my friends, trying to spend time with my wife, loads of stuff going on. So this channel has kind of taken a little bit of a back seat sometimes, and that's kind of been a bit frustrating for me because what I really want is to grow more on YouTube. I do really like doing the deep dive videos that you might have seen on my channel. So I've done deep dive videos about different types of equipment and a few different techniques, and I really want to continue doing those kind of videos. But what I really want to do is head into doing more adventures, filming that and giving you guys a little bit of context for some of the skills that I'm teaching in those videos. Now, it's a tricky thing to kind of figure out, and it's taken me a little bit of time to kind of like get to a point where I think I have it kind of figured out. You know, you kind of really need to have somebody else in the video, and then you kind of also need to have somebody else who's filming. Now, I'm just starting to get to the point where I can afford to pay for a filmer to come out and do some stuff with me in the mountains, and then I've got plenty of friends and people who I think would be quite good in these videos. So that's the plan at the moment, is I'm kind of looking ahead at this winter and thinking about kind of that content and what I can create. Over the past year or so, I've had a couple of injuries that have been kind of annoying. So last summer I tore some ankle ligaments, and that was a surprisingly long recovery time. I didn't think it was going to take like 6-7 months to recover from that. I did loads of physio, I did loads of exercises, I did exactly everything that you're supposed to do, and it just took a really long time to get back to feeling like it was feeling like good enough to do things. Whilst I had that injury, one of the things that I was able to do was a lot more mountain biking. Mountain biking isn't something that's kind of new to me. I've been mountain biking since I was a kid, and actually a few years ago, I went through the process of trying to become a mountain bike guide out in France. Now, for various reasons, that didn't work out, and I'm not going to get into that in this video, even though I'd love to. But it got to a point with doing that course that I realized that it wasn't something that I wanted to do, was actually be a mountain bike guide, but I still really enjoy mountain biking. I would say that I actually enjoy mountain biking kind of more than going cragging, for example, like rock climbing. Cragging was something that I used to really enjoy. I still enjoy it occasionally when I've got a good group of friends and we're going out and trying stuff, but generally I'm defaulting more to going for a mountain bike ride. And I've got 2 bikes. I've got an e-bike, which is like a big like enduro style e-bike, and I've got like a trail bike as well. So with those 2 bikes, I'm doing different types of adventures with them, whether it's just a little ride out the back of the house or whether it's something a little bit longer or a little bit more interesting. So this brings me on to something else that I would like to try out on this channel. And the great thing about it being my channel and not really having anybody to answer to other than you guys is I can try things out and see if you like them. So I'm planning, or I have actually already filmed some mountain biking videos, and I'm planning to release those over the coming months. They're just going to kind of be like easygoing POV edits of some of the trails that we have out in the Alps. More adventurous things that, you know, away from the bike parks. I'm not so interested in like jumps and berms and that kind of stuff. I like to ride trails out in the wild, and I think probably that could be quite interesting to a lot of viewers who watch my channel. So keep your eyes peeled for those kind of videos. Hopefully you like them. If you don't, I'm sorry, but it's just something that I want to experiment with and we'll see how it goes. So I'm still going to be making in-depth videos. I want to do more adventure videos about like alpine climbing and ski mountaineering and mountain biking. And those are the three main interests of me. And one thing that I used to do on this channel was paraglide. Now, I don't actually have a paraglider at the moment. I sold it to somebody and I'm just kind of like seeing how it feels not having a paraglider. And at the moment, I'm not really missing it all that much. Now, that might change in the future and I might buy one again and have it and be able to use it for like ski missions and all that kind of stuff. But right now, I'm not missing having it because I'm pretty busy with mountain biking, guiding, and making videos. And making videos doesn't necessarily need to have a paraglider in it. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'm gonna crumble and buy one for this winter so I can do some more ski fly missions. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I just find with things like paragliding that you need to keep on top of those skills, and I just wasn't being able to put in enough time with having young kids and everything else that was going on. So it was best for me just to kind of put that to one side, maybe pick it up again if I want to. So my ankle's been feeling pretty good, but this winter my left knee has been causing me some issues. So I had a scan in February and it showed up as having a tear in my meniscus. I carried on throughout the winter. I skied, up until the spring. Sometimes it was fine, sometimes it was quite painful. I did some rehab, I did some physio. Things were kind of progressing a little bit. Then I started doing some alpine climbing and then it flared it up again, basically walking around with crampons on mixed terrain. So like snow and rock was something that was really sore for it. So basically the summer's nearly finished now and I've got to the point where I can't really do that kind of like alpine climbing because it's just a little bit too sore. But luckily I have loads of time before the winter. I've got another scan lined up to see exactly what's going on and I've got an appointment with a surgeon. And given that the recovery time isn't that long if you have a surgery, I should have plenty of time to get back on my feet before the winter. So fingers crossed that that all works out as well. But the nice thing about the knee meniscus is that it doesn't actually affect my riding a bike or doing some like easy multi-pitch climbing as well. So I'm out on the bike loads on the e-bike and on my normal analog bike, and that's great. I can do some adventures like that. You may or may not have seen that I released an online course recently as well. So the idea with this online course was a foundational course that you can take so that you can get into alpine climbing. Now, doing online courses is something that I've wanted to do for a long time now. I think it's a really great idea and it's something that kind of exists a little bit within like mountaineering, alpine climbing and like skiing and ski touring and things like that. And I thought that, I definitely have something to bring to the table in that respect. So I went ahead and made an alpine climbing course. It was a bunch of work. It was like a lot of like time invested into doing it, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed the process and I learned a lot about kind of like creating something like that in that process. The course is live now and you can sign up to that course. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash up a code on the screen now so you can get a discount on it. So if you want to sign up via this discount code, then you can get a little bit off this course and get started with alpine climbing. Basically, there's about 40 videos in there and they cover a wide range of topics, anything from the weather, the conditions, how to fit your crampons, some basic rope skills, all that kind of stuff. I think it's a really good course to take if you really want to get from like rock climbing in the UK or multi-pitch climbing in Europe somewhere into like more alpine terrain. And by that I mean like glaciated, high up, using huts, things like that. I think this course would be a really good thing for you to check out. There's a link down below, so go and check that out for sure. Also, leading on from that course, I want to make a second course. And the second course that I want to make is something very similar, but for ski mountaineering. Now, I'm planning on making this course a little bit bigger and a little bit richer and in more like depth as well. So I'm beginning the process of building that course out at the moment. And that's something that I can work on even if I'm recovering from a knee surgery as well. And that will hopefully come out before the winter. In fact, It will come out before the winter. I'm planning to release it sometime around early November. I haven't set a date to release it yet, but that's part of the process of doing this, is looking ahead, planning how long it's going to take, and then setting a date and letting you guys know as early as possible when it's going to be available. So if you're interested in that course, I've also set up a wait list for that down below, and you can put your email down in there. Don't worry, you're not going to get spammed with loads of emails about like why this course is going to be so great and etc, etc. I'm just going to kind of like reach out once I've got the course to a point where it could be bought, or you could be thinking about buying it. So don't worry, I'm not going to spam you with loads of emails, but it's just a good idea to leave your email down on that form, and that way you will know when it comes out. You don't need to worry about missing a video or some social media announcement, for example. So I've got quite a lot going on, but I don't have loads of like trips out in the mountains these days. That's okay. Taking a little break from that is not such a bad thing for me right now. It means that I can spend a little bit more time with my kids in the evening as well, which is very important to me. But yeah, I just thought that would be an interesting video for you guys to get to grips a little bit more with what's going on, what the plans are for this channel, where I want to like move in the direction of, and also so you're not surprised when you see some like videos about mountain biking coming out as well. However, if I can ask you to do two things that are completely for free, it's one, like this video, and two, subscribe to my channel. Subscribing isn't something where you need to pay. You literally just go down there, click the button, and it means that you're like able to get notifications when my videos are released. It basically means that you're more likely to see my videos when they come out. So if you're interested in those deep dive videos, or you're interested in those ski mountaineering adventure videos, or the mountain biking videos, then that's the best way to know when they're coming out. But other than that, thanks very much for being kind of part of this journey of like building YouTube up and releasing these courses and all that kind of stuff. It means so much to me seeing like the support that I've had so far, and it just is like driving me forward to do more and more. So yeah, I'm going to start diving into some of the editing and the filming that I need to do for these courses, and I will see you soon on the channel.